Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth,
I'm Hannah Gillis.
and today we're going to be talking about cell phone addiction. So we chose this topic because we're both kind of in different points of our college career. Hannah is still being kind of new to college as a freshman, and myself getting ready to graduate in a few weeks. And technology is a big part of both of these changes. When you start college, it's kind of no one's telling you necessarily you can or cannot use your phone at this time. Your parents can't say like, oh, you should probably put that down and do your homework. Nothing like that. And then in the workforce, it can become a distraction between you and your colleagues, or you and what you're trying to accomplish. So it could have a negative impact on both of our scenarios. So we wanted to figure out how much of an issue is it, and are there ways that we could combat the problem. So by definition, addictive behavior is behavior based on the pathological need for a substance or activity. It may involve the abuse of substances such as nicotine, alcohol, or cocaine, or gambling. So in textbooks and stuff like that, you don't necessarily see cell phone addiction as one of like the main addictions that you can learn about. But that doesn't make it any less significant or important, and it's very similar to gambling addiction in the sense that it doesn't require a substance, like an addictive substance. It doesn't require a chemical to go into your body to create that effect, that want and need for its use, whether or not it has negative effects.
Okay, so these are usually like the symptoms that you see. Often we feel a need to use our phones like at all time, whether it's because we are texting someone or just because we're scrolling through social media. We really just don't want to miss anything. This is a big problem, like especially in classrooms, because it's not only distracting you and like your peers, but it's also like pretty disrespectful to the professors. Additionally, we also use our phones as a way of procrastination, which can lead to like many different negative aspects. Another aspect is losing track of time. While being on your phone, this can be a big issue as well. There's also the chance of jeopardizing relationships. Failure to pay attention to loved ones or supervisor can have very negative consequences. Next we have failure to decrease usage, so not wanting to decrease and detach yourself from your phone. This can lead to withdrawal. When you cannot have your phone, some symptoms of withdrawal are anger, tension, depression, irritability, and restlessness. There's also physical effects. First we have digital eye strain. Staring at a screen for over 2 hours can cause discomfort from burning, itching, and blurred vision. Second is neck problems. Looking down at a screen for long periods of time can cause your neck to become very heavy. Third is increased illnesses. 1 in 6 phones have E. coli on it, and if you come in contact with it, it can
That's disgusting.
it can cause fever or vomiting. Lastly is probably the most important, and that is car accidents. A lot of people think they can multitask and be on their phone while driving, and everyone knows that this is incredibly dangerous, yet people still do it. Studies have shown that texting and driving can be almost as dangerous as drinking and driving. With this in mind, we decided for our field day, we would use the descriptive research method, which is used when the goal is to gather information. We turn the symptoms that I previously listed into a survey and give it to our peers to fill out about their cell phone habits. The survey was kept anonymous and made up of 9 multiple choice questions.
So in conducting the research and in our findings, we found that no one that we surveyed would have what we would consider a significant addiction to their phone. We did see that a lot of people use it as a tool for procrastination and as a social barricade in uncomfortable situations, to kind of put up a wall, or as almost a safety blanket between you and someone you don't know, or I guess the typical example of like walking through a mall or a store and not wanting to talk to the person trying to sell something, or something like that. Very few people said it had caused a problem with their relationships with other people, so we thought this was kind of a good thing that while we may be attached to our phones all the time, it's not something that we feel is blocking our relationship with others. And we did find that people experience withdrawal symptoms, not necessarily as much when they're not allowed to be on their phone, like if you're, I don't know, taking a test or like a standardized test or something and they collect them. It's not so much, oh my gosh, I'm gonna freak out, I can't have it like at least in my pocket right now, but if you lose it and can't find it, whether it's got tucked behind your pillow or fell underneath your bed, that kind of causes some anxiety and stress in people.
For overcoming this addiction, a few actions that could be taken is cognitive behavioral therapy for those extremely addicted. And for those mildly addicted, there are a few self-treatments, like making rules for yourself and only allowing yourself to be on your phone for a certain amount of time per day. Next is downloading an app to help track your screen time. I know Apple just came up with that like on the new update. Lastly is relaxation techniques, such as taking a few moments every day to put away your phone and to just sit in silence with no distractions. Furthermore, it would make a huge difference to try and not rely on your phone for just about everything.
So kind of wrapping up, this is something that both of us and I think it's important for people to be aware of. And it's good to know that even if you're not what we would consider severely addicted or anything like that, it's important to kind of know the symptoms so that you know, I guess, warning signs, if you want to call it that, if it's starting to inhibit how you interact with others or what you're able to accomplish. And it's important to try and combat those through like the less severe techniques to combat addiction before it becomes a problem, and to find a healthy balance between you, your phone, and other people.